Zwift Racing League Week 2, the Makuri 40 kilometer. There are 5 sprint segments throughout this race. On each one of those sprint segments, you have 2 opportunities to score points. You can do first across the line, which means the first 10 people who cross the end of the segment in the race get points. First place gets 10, 10th place gets 1. Or fastest through the segment. So the segments are all like these short little sprint segments on the road. They're marked by these green flashing lights. If you're one of the 10 fastest people to go through that segment, no matter when you cross the line, you can get points. So even if I get dropped from the main pack, I have an opportunity to score points for my team by doing a very fast sprint. Unfortunately, if you aren't with the front pack, which is the fastest riders, oftentimes you don't have a chance to set any fastest through or first across the line points because those fastest riders are going to be with a pack with a huge draft effect going. So it's going to be pretty important to try to stay with the front group as best I can.
Okay, jumping in with the voiceover here to explain some of the race highlights and lowlights.
And we're off.
Right off the bat, we have probably the most evil race design choice of the 2023 season, a steady 3-minute climb to start the race. Bike races often start fast, especially league races, but adding a climb to the mix was just a brutal way to start. And to make matters worse, the climb ends right at the start of the first sprint segment. On rested legs, I can easily maintain over 1,000 watts on the sprint, but after that climb, I could barely hit 700, and I couldn't even hold that power for the entire sprint.
Nope, too tired. 17th fastest.
The effort was good enough for 17th, not bad out of 110 riders, but not good enough for points.
Crazy to think. This race is 40 kilometers. We've gone 4.
After the first sprint, things calmed down a bit before the second segment, which I hit with a lot more power and an Aero Boost power-up, which makes your rider more aerodynamic for a few seconds. I felt really good about this effort, but even so...
27th. Damn. Crazy.
Yeah, crazy. That was only the 27th fastest time, about a half a second slower than scoring times. Tough stuff. And yeah, that's just about it for highlights from week 2. This is where I start to lose power. Something about these long, front-loaded races really destroy my legs, so I got to address that and mix up my training a bit.
Coming up on our next sprint section, I can't compete. Just gonna try to maintain. All right, y'all. We're dropped. 3.5 kilometers. We're fighting for, I think, 63rd here. We got 76 last week, so we're already doing better than last week. Let's see if we can beat any of these guys. 2 kilometers, 38 down, 1 kilometer left.
Okay, I guess there is one more highlight I can show you. As I mentioned earlier, a lot of the points scored in this race came from the sprint segments, but I can also score points for my team by finishing the race ahead of as many opponents as possible. So you heard me say I'm fighting for 63rd. That's not just for pride. If I can beat everyone in my little mid-pack group here, I can earn a few extra points for my team. I timed things nicely, dig just about as deep as I've ever dug in a bike race, and managed to put down one more nice effort.
The guys winning this race, when you click onto their profile, they are also C riders, but they are just consistently better. And it's funny to say that out loud because really, as you say it, you're like, okay, I'm just not as good at this sport as other people. But I don't like not being as good at things as other people. So here's what I'm gonna declare right now. We're gonna start taking this seriously for 1 season, okay? I don't have time to be a serious bike racer. But I want to do better in this league. There's 3 rounds, okay? Each round has like 6 races, so we've got plenty of time. At least 1 day a week, we got to start doing longer training rides. We got to get the fitness past just crit racing fitness. I declare it today. Who's with me?